I'm Tim Barkley with Charleston Home and Design Magazine, and we are in Mount Pleasant at a beautiful home here in the Old Village, and we're talking with Nancy McCrae and Ruthie Beakley with Advanced Window Fashions. How you doing, Nancy?
Doing great. How are you?
Doing fine, thank you. Hi, Ruthie.
Hello there.
Well, thanks so much for inviting us out to this project. And why don't we start by just having you describe the project in general, what Advanced Window Fashions did here at this home in the Old Village of Mount Pleasant.
Well, when Mary came into our showroom, she was talking about a renovation that they were doing in the Old Village, and her most important criteria was that she had light. So we knew that there were several applications that were not going to be applicable for this particular project. She wanted clean lines, she wanted UV protection for her floors and furniture, and she wanted to be able to have a view. We also had some pet needs to consider, and so I thought that a great application would be the top-down, bottom-up, tilt-anywhere silhouette, because she's able to lift the bottom and have light through the bottom. She can pull the top down and have light come through the top, and also she can tilt the vanes. And it's the clean look with the light and the UV protection that she was looking for.
Yeah, and the homeowner told us in the pre-interview off camera that she wanted a window treatment that was also very easy to operate, and these top down, bottom up, tilt anywhere silhouettes, they're pretty easy to use.
They're very easy to use, and it also gives her the privacy that she needs, on the front of her house too, in the evenings.
And then it's actually a pretty decent list of needs that she had. She also wanted to be able to make sure that these were easy to clean and that they would stay clean over time.
Correct. And they are, and if they do get, dusty or dirty, that is something that we can also service in the future too, because we come out and we'll be able to clean them for her.
And then the homeowners are cat lovers, and so they wanted to be able to have a window treatment that they could allow their cats a nice view of the outside without risking them clawing up the window treatments or what have you.
Correct.
That's right. She wanted to be able to protect her window treatments, but still be able to give her cats a great view.
Terrific. Okay. And Advanced Window Fashions did window treatments not just here on the front of the house, but also in other areas of the house. Is that right?
That is correct. We did the top-down, bottom-up duet also in other rooms for the same purpose, for the cats to be able to see out. Also, when they do have guests, are easy to operate, or when they have their windows up, they can have this treatment up, or if they bring the window down, they can have the treatment down from the top to give them, what they're looking for. And they also have a porch that's off, like from the bedrooms or from the bathroom, where their guest would be able to pull the shade down and still, from the cover for privacy, and bring it down from the top to still let light, come into the room.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, let's, if you don't mind, I'm just going to kind of step aside here, and Nancy, I'm going to have you demonstrate these top-down, bottom-up, tilt-anywhere silhouettes. This is a Hunter Douglas product?
Yes, it is.
And Advanced Window Fashions has a kind of a special distinction with Hunter Douglas. Is that right?
We do. We're a Centurion Gallery with Hunter Douglas. We're also an authorized service center for repairs, so that's where other people would come, also if they were not our customer.
And what does it mean to be a Centurion dealer?
That is where we are an authorized center with Hunter, but we represent Hunter Douglas, with their products. We stand behind their products also, with the Hunter Douglas warranty.
And other companies might sell Hunter Douglas products, but they don't have that same distinction as Advanced Window Fashions. Is that right?
That is correct. They do not.
And why is that an advantage for a homeowner maybe to do business with Advanced Window Fashions versus buying their Hunter Douglas products from maybe a competitor?
Well, we do stay educated in, Hunter Douglas products. We do pass on the education to the customer, but we have the Right Choice program which for a customer, that means if there's something with the product that they don't really care for, it could be the control, it could be a color, it could be just the product and they need to change it out. That is something where we just ask, live with it for 21 days, and then we have another 21 days to change out that product. They can change out to, an equal or less value product with no charge, to the customer. Or if they go with a higher end product, then there would be the difference between the products that the customer would, have an additional cost.
So they've got about 3 weeks then to kind of try out the shades at home before, and if they, for some reason, they don't like them, they'd be able to trade those in for something else?
That they would be able to trade it, down or up, depending which product they want to go with. So that would be correct. Well,
that's great. That kind of gives you it probably eases the homeowner as far as that, you're making that big decision, jumping off that cliff, and, is it the right decision? And it gives you a chance to live with it a little bit, right?
Yeah, it allows you to buy with confidence, absolutely, knowing that even though it's a custom product, if it just doesn't quite look like you thought it would, it gives you an opportunity to have a redo.
Great. Okay. Well, Nancy, let's have you demonstrate these, and I'm going to try to keep my microphone so we can hear as you describe the demonstration for our listeners, viewers, and readers. Okay.
Okay. Well, I'm going to move right over here. Okay. I'm going to take the shade down, so you can see this is full coverage on the window, in the open view. At night, if you want to have it down, you can close, for your privacy. If you need to, you want to keep it down at night, and you just want to bring the shade down, to have it, if you want to open it up from the top. Or during the day, you could still do that. You could also bring the shade up just by raising it with your hands. There's no cord, to do that. You just raise it to how far you want it. Say, I think that's about where my customer had it. Mm-hmm. And you could still, close it, open it, raise it, to the top, and, reopen for light to come in. So you can control your light. This is how you can control your light with the silhouette. How much you want it open or, fully open. Mm-hmm. Fully closed. We can bring the shade back down if she wants to cover, like I showed earlier. And, you can reopen. Mm-hmm. And you could also, I think I showed it earlier, bring the shade down.
And the homeowner had mentioned in the pre-interview that that she had some shades similar to this, but when if you were using the top down or the bottom up, the shades themselves could not stay open. Is that right?
Right. She had the standard silhouette, which is you raise it from the bottom, which you would have a cord to operate it with a standard one. And when you bring the shade up, you would not be able to reopen these veins. With the top down, bottom up, tilt anywhere silhouette, that's where you've got these features, which gives her the function, like with the kitties that she has, they can still come and get on this bench, look out, and still see outside. And also with her plants that she has, they can still get, the sunlight from the bottom also.
The homeowner considered plantation shutters, which is another type of window treatment that Advanced Window Fashions sells, right?
That is correct. And the reason why we did not go with plantation shutters is because of the lighting. The shutters would, in this situation, block a lot of her light, coming in to the home. So with the silhouette, it still, allows the light to come in and still have your view, plus your UV protection for her furniture and our hardwood floors.
Right, and kind of at the top of the list, as I refer to my notes, the homeowner said that they wanted to be able to open their windows so they could have a breeze, right? And
that is correct. That way she would be able to still open her windows from the bottom, and allow this to be up. If she wanted to keep those down, and bring the window from the top down, she'd be able to bring the shade down in order to let the breeze come in and it wouldn't, touch the product.
Yeah, and sometimes if you do want a little privacy, and with some other shades, if the window's open and the shades are down, the wind's blowing those shades, and over time it's going to have an impact on the longevity of that shade with the wind blowing constantly.
Right, and like with shutters, even if you opened your windows, you're still going to have that wind, hitting on the backside. Over years, it can damage, the panels, on there. Or if you don't want it to do that, then you've got your shutter panels open, and that's taking up space in the room.
Right. And then natural light was also very important to the homeowner. And when she came, Ruthie, into the showroom to tell you about all of her needs, and when a homeowner in general tells you about all their needs, you're kind of taking an assessment and trying to figure out exactly what the best window treatment is, because there's probably lots and lots and lots of options, right?
Well, there are a lot of options with Hunter Douglas right now, but the fact that Mary came in with such a great list, it really made our job easier. Some people just don't know what they want or the look they're going for. But the fact that she definitely wanted a view for her cats, she wanted a clean look, she wanted to be able to have UV protection for her floors and furniture with her new renovation. She wanted to be able to control her light, and she wanted it to be as bright as possible. It just seemed like the perfect fit for the top-down, bottom-up, tilt-anywhere silhouette.
Yeah, and it all better be able to operate very easily, and because with it's I'm sure it's possible that some shades out there might be a little bit more difficult to operate.
Some shades are harder to operate. Hunter Douglas has really streamlined their controls, though, and there's several different types of controls for each of the Hunter Douglas products. So we knew with Mary that she didn't want strings around, she wanted safety, and she needed it easy to control.
Great. Anything else you'd like to add about the top-down, bottom-up, tilt-anywhere silhouettes?
It's a great product. It's a very functional, product for customers that if they're not aware of what you can get, from this product, I think it's a great product for the functionality. Having, where you can raise it, tilt it, open, bring it down from the top, and it allows your light to come in and still give you UV protection. And for customers who have their animals and in the situation with their cats, be able to have something for them to be able to look out.
Great. Hunter, as we mentioned before, Advanced Window Fashion also provided some window treatments in the other rooms of the house. Let's go take a look at some of those other window treatments that Advanced Window Fashions provided.
Okay.
Okay, now we're in the guest bathroom, and we have some top-down, bottom-ups in here, but these are a little bit different from the ones on the front of the house, right, Nancy?
That is correct. This is a top-down, bottom-up duet product with Hunter Douglas. It's what they call an Arcatella, which is their energy-efficient cellular shade. Okay.
And why did the homeowner choose this particular style of the top-down, bottom-up versus the previous top-down, bottom-up that's on the front of the house that we were just talking about?
This is on the back of the house where she's got a western, sun. That afternoon sun just beats down, on the back side of the house. So we went with this product because it is the energy efficient. With Hunter Douglas, it will help cool the room, when that sun's beating down in here. It's a good privacy product also when the guests are, using the bathroom, because she does have a nice view in the backyard. But if someone's in the bathroom and they want to take a shower or they're changing clothes, they're able to, lower that. And if they still want light, they can bring it down from the top and still have, the privacy that they need, in here, especially if they've got guests out in the backyard. Walking around or, in the pool, the guest still has privacy here.
Right. And this particular type of shade since we're in a bathroom, this is applicable in humid areas too? It
is. It will hold up with the humid, with the moisture that is, in the bathroom.
And this is a little less expensive, a less expensive alternative than the top-down, bottom-up shades that are in the front of the house, right?
That is correct. She really didn't need the silhouette in this this application because when it is the bathroom, but this was going to give her the energy efficient that she needed for the afternoon sun and also privacy, for the guest also.
Is this something that you at Advanced Window Fashions like to help homeowners out with in terms of just trying to make everything work within their budget by offering them alternatives? Because you still have some of the same features as the top-down, bottom-ups in the front of the house, but this is a less expensive alternative.
It is a less expensive alternative to the silhouette, and we do want to work with the homeowner and their budget, but also in their needs of what they're looking for. And this is a product that I would recommend for in here since it is cordless. It's an easy operation for the guest to use, and it's also giving her the energy efficient that she's going to need during especially our summer months here in Charleston.
And the homeowner mentioned in the pre-interview that it was important to her that her guests be able to operate these shades easily. That she didn't want them to have to be confused about how to open or close or what have you. And these are also pretty easy to use.
They are very easy to use. They're self-explanatory because they have a handle. They can see that there's a handle on here to be able to raise it up, and also, for the bottom to raise that up and down. And it fits real nice, inside the window, so it's not, projecting out, and they won't feel intimidated that they're like, oh my gosh, how do I work, this top down, bottom up, when you've got these nice little handles, on the rail.
Right. Yeah, and then we've also got another window here right off a little half bath that is adjacent to a back porch, and so with a window in a bathroom facing a back porch, they want the privacy is obviously important here too.
It is very important because if your guests are in the bathroom, they go in the powder room in the evening, and you've got a function or a party going on your back porch or a cookout, they can be able to lower the shade and feel comfortable, with the privacy.
And you mentioned, Nancy, that these are cordless, and there has been a lot of attention over the last few years about the potential dangers of the type of shades that have the cords and the choking hazard with children, and you wouldn't have that with these type of shades, right?
You would not. I mean, October is also the child safety, month. Also, but it's also a pet safety feature too, because then you won't have, like with cats, they won't be pawing at the cords that are coming down. So these products won't, phase the cat and going, oh, a new toy for me to play with, because there's nothing dangling.
Right. Anything else you want to add about these shades?
It's also a great product as far as the functionality. Having top down, bottom up, the privacy, the energy efficient. With the Architella Duet, that's the product that's approved by the government for the tax credit, which ends December 31st, 2011. That also helps, the customer, in picking this product too.
Okay. As we wrap things up, Nancy and Ruthie, I just wanted to ask you about the warranty that comes with Hunter Douglas products.
Go ahead, Nancy. Oh, you want me to do it?
Okay.
All right, we'll try it again.
Let's take two.
I'll do it. All right.
Okay, as we wrap things up, Nancy and Ruthie, I just wanted to have you cover the warranty that comes with Hunter Douglas products.
Well, Hunter Douglas stands behind their products, and they stand behind the cords and the lifting system. So if there's ever a problem, Hunter Douglas will replace the components at no charge to the customer. Even if it means upgrading the components. If your treatment is 10 or 11 years old, and in order to make your product operational again, we need to upgrade the components, we'll do that at no charge to the customer.
Right, and you're talking about kind of the hardware that goes with the shades, not the actual shade itself, because over, that gets wear and tear, might, have some, whatever types of things that might happen to it. The shades wouldn't be covered by that, right?
The shades are not covered, if a cat gets a hold of it, or if you leave the window open and we have a storm and you get damage from that way. That's not a normal wear and tear on the product. As far as the components, we're talking about the inside, what makes that shade go up and down, because there are times when Hunter Douglas does change the headrail part. So when that happens, the components change in the operation. So if that shade is 10 years or more, older, then that is something that we would send back to Hunter Douglas, and they would upgrade it to the new components, and that is no charge to the customer.
Okay, great. Well, how can folks get in touch with Advanced Window Fashions?
They can call us at 843-881-8858, or they can definitely come by the showroom, which is at 502 Wando Park, Suite 105, which is right off of Long Point.
Long Point Road in Mount Pleasant.
Road in Mount Pleasant, that's right.
Great, okay. And how about a website?
Our website is 843beautifulwindows.com.
Wonderful. Well, we have been talking with Nancy McCrae and Ruthie Beakley with Advanced Window Fashions. Thanks so much, folks.
Thank you.
Thank you.